Are you ready? This is bandgirlnation, featuring your host, Sarah. This week, we go down under with Australian powerhouse Tonight Alive. We bring you the latest Warped announcements and a sneak video preview from Paramore. Bandgirlnation. New episodes Tuesdays.
Hey there, and welcome to episode 2 of Bandgirl Nation. Thanks to everybody who's followed us on Twitter and Instagram, liked our Facebook page, and subscribed on YouTube so far. A special thanks goes out to everyone who tuned into last week's episode. All 4 of you mean so much to me. Thanks, Mom, Dad, Grandma, and Grandpa. I'm kidding. In all seriousness, last week's episode went over so well, I could not have asked for a better premiere. Every click, like, follow, and view means a lot to us here at Bandgirl Nation, so keep bringing the love. If you're just tuning in for the first time today, hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm addicted to music.
Hi, Sarah.
I'll be your guide through the wonderful world of concerts, bands, and attractive band members. So now, on with the show. We've got some cool stuff in store for you today, so make sure you stick around. Bandgirl Nation goes down under and talks with Australian band Tonight Alive. We give you the lowdown on the 10 new bands announced for Warped this Friday. We have the inside scoop on a big announcement from Paramore and a killer band of the week. If you remember last week's Off the Radar Band of the Week, Take Us to Vegas, then you'll remember that they're Australian. Just like the band we have an interview with this week, Tonight Alive. Looks like us here at Bandgirl Nation just love the Australian rock. Recently, we drove all the way down to Minnesota for the Cloud to the Sky tour, and we had a sit down with Jenna and the boys from Tonight Alive. Curious to see what their fears are, what they thought of Band's Warped Tour 2012, and what the future holds for them? Then keep watching, because all that's coming up next. As you know, us here at Bandgirl Nation also love Band's Warped Tour. A little later on in the show, we're going to be talking about the 10 new bands that were announced for Warped last Friday. Tonight Alive is also on the bill for Warped Tour 2013, so let's go get to know this fantastic band a bit better before we watch them tear up the stages this summer. Hey, Sarah here from Bandgirl Nation, hanging out with Tonight Alive. How's it going?
Hey, good.
Awesome. How would you describe your music using the first letter of your name?
Marvelous.
Marvelous.
Wicked. Wicked, bro.
The first thing that came to my mind was jumpy, so that's quite lame.
I'm gonna go with jolly.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, got an easy one. Well, we came out and we saw you guys on Warped Tour this summer. How was your Warped experience?
It was awesome. I mean, Warped Tour has always been like a dream of ours when we were growing up. All our favourite bands were always on there, so it was definitely like a privilege that we got to play it, and pretty much a dream come true for us. So we enjoyed it a lot.
So now, in the music industry, a lot more powerful females are coming up. What do you think about the female influence in the music industry right now?
I think it's a really positive thing. Think about how many female bands there are out there coming to the shows. I think it's really cool to bring a new perspective into the lyric side of thing, and I think it's an empowering thing. It's liberating, it's exciting, and I'm really excited to be a part of it.
It's a little bit of give and a little bit of take when you're looking for the mark you want.
So your album, What Are You So Scared Of, leads me to wonder, what are you scared of?
The question and the statement and the whole idea of that message was spawned from the idea of letting other people's opinions determine what you do with your life, and I guess that's the whole idea of judgment and letting that affect you more than it should. But it doesn't really matter what you do, someone's going to have something to say about it, so it's kind of the idea of facing that and facing your fears and living the way you want to live without letting other people impact that. Yeah.
So with this tour going pretty well, what can we expect next from you guys?
We're heading home after this, which is exciting for us. We don't spend a lot of time in Australia, so it'll be nice to go home. We're going to be recording our second full-length album. We've been writing that for more than a year now, so that's really exciting. And then we'll be back here in probably the spring, and also heading to the UK for the Kerrang tour. And we've got a lot of things in the works, but nothing announced or confirmed yet. So.
All right, well, I look forward to seeing you guys again. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. This has been Bandgirl Nation. I'm Sarah. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at Bandgirl Nation, and check out our website, bandgirlnation.com. See you next time.
Hey, we're Tonight Alive, and you're watching Bandgirl Nation.
Not only did they do a fantastic interview, but Tonight Alive puts on one of the best live shows I've ever seen. It's awesome to see another band girl like Jenna out there just tearing up the stage. If you ever get a chance to go see them, absolutely do it. 'Cause I've seen them twice now, and both times were just perfect. What can make the summer more amazing? Well, that takes me back to last week's Random Act of Awesome. Have you been hashtagging the heck of Take Me to Warped? I hope so, because with all these new band announcements, you are not going to want to miss this opportunity. For a refresher, and for those of you tuning in for the first time, I'm going to go over the contest details once more. You and a friend can win a chance to come to Band's Warped Tour with me and be part of the Bandgirl Nation team for a day. Come backstage, meet the bands, and be a guest interview for a future episode of our show. All you need to do is hit us up on Facebook and Twitter with the hashtag #TakeMeToWarped, and more details can be found on our Facebook page. Now, as I promised last week, we have some details on the new band announcements from Band's Warped Tour. Last Friday, 10 new bands were announced, and they are all fantastic. The 10 bands are Middle Finger Salute, While She Sleeps, Man Overboard, All-Star Weekend, Red Gold Green, Attila, Mac Lethal, The Amity Affliction, MC Lars, and The Chariot. Little tidbit of information for you, 4 out of those 10 bands were on our rumored band list we have posted on our Facebook page. And that's a pretty good percentage if you ask me. I cannot wait to see as this goes along just how accurate that list really is. My only problem is Pierce the Veil's not on that list. Maybe they're just being sneaky, keeping them secret. Hopefully they announce them soon. Please. In this mix of bands announced, there's a great assortment of Warped veterans like Middle Finger Salute and Man Overboard, and Warped virgins like All-Star Weekend and While She Sleeps. There's also a great variety of genres announced, so there's something for everybody. Warped is like going into this little makeshift city of music and just having a great time. You can go in there knowing only 2 bands, but your goal is by dusk to be leaving and having fanned dozens of new ones. And you'll meet tons of great people in the crowds that will become really good friends. After Band's Warped Tour, you'll be part of the Band's Warped Tour family, and that's just something that you can never forget. People often associate Band's Warped Tour with heavy metal and punk and screamo music, but they often forget that Katy Perry, No Doubt, Eminem, and Kid Rock all played on Band's Warped Tour at one point. There's something for everyone on Band's Warped Tour. All you need to do is keep your mind open and prepare for a fantastic summer. Here at Bandgirl Nation, we promise to keep you up to date, and that is just what we're gonna do. Just the other day, Paramore announced a release date and released a 1-minute teaser clip for their long-awaited single. Check it out. A link to that video can be found on our Twitter and Facebook pages. That single's entitled Now and is set to drop on January 22nd. Their self-titled 4th album also hit stores on April 9th. It's once again time for our off-the-radar Band of the Week. This week's band is a trio from Vancouver, British Columbia called ByStarlight. My all-time favorite song by them is 1111, so take a listen and fall in love. So amazing. Make sure you check them out on Twitter and Facebook. Links can be found on our Facebook. There's so many amazing bands that come out of Vancouver. One of my personal favorites is Fighting for Ithaca. Ever since I had an interview with those boys, I've been just crazy in love with them. They were one of the most fun interviews I've ever done, and you can catch that interview here next week. Heads up, crazy things happen when we're talking to those FFI guys. Up on our Facebook, we have a special treat for you guys. We've got galleries of all the bands we've interviewed and all the Warped bands that have been announced so far. We're going to keep our Warped gallery updated so you can always have a look and see the beautiful faces that are going to grace your stages this summer. We've also got a gallery of all the band's Warped Tour posters since the very beginning, and they're pretty interesting to look at. Make sure you like our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, and just share us all around. We've got the Bandgirls. What we really need is the nation, and it's up to you to help build that. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Bandgirl Nation. I'm Sarah, you rock, and I hope to see you the same time, same place next Tuesday.